Hello. Yes, hi, hope you're doing well. Quite another exciting episode on steps or some managerial skills on how to manage capsicum at a vegetative stage. This is your agronomist, Farm with Fred, and I'm sharing nothing but experience, what I've experienced in the field. That you may not find it in books or you may find it, but just pure experience, what is working and what is not working. So these are very critical stage in the farm. This is where you know what whether you're in the right direction or whether you're losing it. And if you get it right at this stage, you're winning. So I'll take you through some few diseases, one of them being Poodle Mildew, another one being Downy Mildew. Then those two diseases, I'll also take you through a pest known as red Spider Mite. I'll also take you a pest known as thrips. Poodle mildew is a very dangerous disease, and in most cases it comes at this stage, at this vegetative stage. In greenhouses where there is a population or you have many plants, they are very susceptible to poodle mildew, as you can see in this greenhouse. And poodle mildew, the causes, what causes the poodle mildew is hot and dry conditions inside the greenhouse, like it is at the moment, very hot, and you know the greenhouse brings in the hotness and the dryness inside the greenhouse. So that's why we keep on watering and making sure it's not running dry. So in order to avoid this poodle mildew, one of the cultural practices that I usually advise farmers in order to avoid this poodle mildew, one, you have to make sure you check on ventilation, or the ventilation of the greenhouse. And the ventilation here is the side curtains, as you can see. During the day, make sure you open the side curtains. They allow fresh air to come in. They allows good circulation of air inside the greenhouse. Another thing, you check on your ventilation, and that is the top ventilation. This is our top ventilation here, because these are two good things you are supposed to do. This ventilation allows hot air, like you remember in class, in physics class. This allows hot air to move out of the greenhouse, or the hot air rises when the cold air comes in, because the ventilations allows the cold air or the cooling to comes in, then the others goes out. With good ventilation, you'll be able to curb, or you'll be able to control poodle mildew. Now, some of you I know are asking how poodle mildew looks like. And poodle mildew, you may not see the crop is well managed, the crop is well protected. But by just explaining, I'll tell you, poodle mildew is seen at this part, at the top part of the leaf. And it's powder, as it suggests, because when you rub the top part, you see it, the whitish powder or the grayish powder falling down. So make sure if you see something of sort, you are attacked by poodle mildew, and it is spread at a very high rate. If the crop has not flowered, or has not reached the flowering stage, you can use the sulfur-based product in order to control poodle mildew. They are very effective. But at flowering, if you do the sulfur-based product, they are going to cause flower abortion. You lose everything. So that's one of the precautions you're supposed to do. Those are the do's and don'ts. The other product, very good product in the market, product with azoxystrobin, the very good product. For example, an example of a good product is Otiva from Syngenta. It's one of the best products as far as controlling poodle mildew is concerned. So you can check on it, but it's not the only product. There are so many other good products out there that you can use to control poodle mildew and to make sure your field is good and is clean. From poodle mildew, we go now to the next disease, which is downy mildew. Downy mildew is a sister. It is a sister disease to poodle mildew. Now, the predisposing factors or what causes, what makes capsicum or tomatoes to be affected by downy mildew is one, humid and cold conditions. Humid, when it's very cold, there is less evaporation or less evapotranspiration. There are so many water, dew, or the leaves of the capsicum becomes very wet. So because of that, downy mildew it's a fungal disease and can easily affect you. If you want to control downy mildew now, one, when it's very cold, like I told you, you have to, the cultural practices on what we do. We check on the side curtains. As you can see, at the moment they are up because it's hot here inside the greenhouse. But when it's very cold, we usually close, or we just drop the curtains to make sure there is no cold air entering the greenhouse. So the hotness or the hot conditions, because the whole greenhouse is covered, now reduces the moisture content and prevent the downy mildew. At this stage, the top curtains or the top ventilation has no big impact or has no big help to downy mildew, because now there is no movement of air and it cannot help in heating inside. Some farmers choose to bring heaters inside the greenhouse in order to raise the heat. In high-tech greenhouses like the one I'm working on, I'll show you very soon about the high-tech. Everything is heated, and these diseases cannot bother you. So for downy mildew, in order to identify downy mildew, as the name suggests, you just turn your leaf this way. The lower part of the leaf, you will see grayish spots that are on the lower part of the leaf. That now suggests, or that now tells you are attacked by downy mildew. For downy mildew, in order to control downy mildew, product with mancozeb and metalaxyl, also as oxystrobin, are very good when it comes to controlling this. You can also use them as preventive product, not necessarily when the weather is not very conducive, it's very cold. You can use them in order to prevent your crop from being attacked by downy mildew. Also, for the poodle mildew, you can also use preventive measure to make sure your crop is as clean as this one is. Then to the disease, to the pest. For the pest now, we'll start with red spider mite. As the name, red spider mite. Red spider mite is a pest now also associated with warm and dry conditions, and mostly the dusty floor. When the floor is very dusty, when your greenhouse is very dusty, then the spider mite may end up attacking you. So sometimes you are forced to irrigate or to water the paths, this path on the greenhouses, in order to prevent or in order to avoid red spider mite. And red spider mite is seen at the lower part of the leaves. And mostly it starts with the bottom leaves, like this one, that are next to the ground. These where the red spider mites are always seen. You can use your phone, take a good picture of the lower part of the leaf, zoom the picture, you see some web-like thing on the leaf, or you see some red spot, that means you have red spider mite. Also, when it's in a severe mode or in a severe condition, you can take some dust, pour it on the leaf, then tap the leaf. If the dust is left, if there are some webs on the leaf, you'll be able to see them, because the dust or the web will hold the dust. But if they are not, like this one, there is no web, you are free from red spider mite. Then the next pest is very dangerous, that transmit virus. It's thrips. Thrips are always seen at the flowering part or at the flower buds of the plant or on the growing fruit, upcoming fruit. So when you open the flower, when you open the flowers, you'll be able to see some moving pest. Also, you can tap the flowers. You just using a white paper, just tap the flowers. When you tap the flowers on your hand or on the white substance, you'll be able to see some moving pest or some yellowish, blackish pest that are running. Now, what favors the thrips is also the hot and dry condition. It's very hot and dry. That when the thrips attacks, and they usually attack on the flower, they are sucking pest. Using product with imidacloprid, beta-cyphlothrin, they are very good to control thrips, but there are also other good products that you can use in order to control thrips. With that, those are the simple tips or simple procedures in controlling or identifying some pests and diseases. Or last but not least is on watering. How do you water these growing capsicum and how often? Watering is supposed to be when you need. Like I've always told you, just like human being, you don't take water during the day and assume that you'll be okay till evening. You just take water when you're in need of it. And in order to know that the soil in the greenhouse has enough water, we just try to squeeze or to do a ball-like thing from just the irrigation point. If it forms a ball-like, that means there is enough water. If the ball is falling apart, that means there is no good water. You should water. Watering should be in sequence, like 3 times or 4 times per day, depending by how hot the greenhouse is or how hot the weather is. Then with that, if you do that, you'll get it right and you'll succeed in your greenhouse farming. Don't forget that the movement of food or the movement of nutrient from the soil to the growing part of the plant is only carried by water. If you have a question, if you have a comment, drop it on the comment box. DM me on my WhatsApp link on this channel. Check on all my social medias at Farm with Fred, on TikTok Farm with Fred, on Instagram farm.withfred, on Twitter Farm with Fred, and so that we can engage more and continue learning together. Until next time, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, invite as many farmers as possible so that we can continue learning together. Bye.